Chris is not in.
I believe so. Yes, we are. It is sunny.
Scooch.
It is very sunny.
You have to.
All right. Here, I can
The
scooch
house
over a
is
little
in the
bit.
way.
If you can.
Why do I feel like you should just like hang something? I don't know.
It's very bright. What's up, everybody?
It's so bright.
Welcome to this impromptu live show. We're coming to you from my humble abode. The Cigar Merchant. They were gonna host us today, but our pal Spencer, he needed to exercise his Second Amendment rights and go to the gun range and
We approve.
and shoot some stuff. So
Happy
we're
to
like,
oblige.
all right, go for it, rock and roll, big guy. But this is a day for us because we're talking about our trip that we went on, and this is also Angelique's first time on the show. Y'all remember Chris from previous episode? That was a fun one. I puked that day. That was a good one.
Several times.
Just you know, I say things, you know. And I was excited to get you back on the show with Angelique because I love it when we have smokers who are like getting their legs under them, finding out what they like about it, and so hearing their stories. And now Liz is back with sunglasses because
It is
she's like,
very
It's bright.
I can't handle all of this exposure. It's just like too much.
It is
So
very. That's like exactly
whatever.
what I was thinking.
To all you watching, make sure if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, drop a comment. We love the engagements. We're going to actually talk about some comments we received on a previous show, and but let's talk about our cocktails we just put out here. So tell us what we're drinking today.
Let's see. This is a Louisiana Old-Fashioned
A Louisiana Old-Fashioned.
Yep.
And where did we first encounter one of those?
in New Orleans at this little bitty shop on Magazine Street. They were making them and giving them out as samples.
That's right. And it's fantastic. So Lindsay deconstructed it. We bought some of the ingredients, and now we make them. So,
Now we hear it.
so cheers, guys. And this is pairing with our cigar, which we decided today that we were going to go with the Plasencia Almaforte Hex, the natural. So the green label, not the black label. I really like the black label, but for some reason, the green label, I tend to just go to it when I have the option. I'll take the green label with the black label. So
I do too. But like we said last night, I kind of prefer the green label because it has that sort of bright florally
yeah,
ness to it.
yeah, I think it's got that Colorado wrapper. Big fan of that. So now that we have that underway, let's do some cutting, and then we'll get into some of the good news. We have a lot to discuss because I don't know if you could tell, but Chris is a bit older since the last time you saw him on the
See
show.
him. A little more gray in the beard today.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. He's got the little lightning streak. In the
He does.
thing.
I love it. Like I love how people get. Who
Did you name it after Angelique who gave it to you?
Cruella de Vil.
It's Cruella beard.
Yeah,
We're going.
sometimes it's me, sometimes it's work, sometimes it's one of the dogs.
We're going with a straight cut because that's what we do.
I do sort of hate how Plasencia, and I don't know if it's. I'm pretty sure it's Plasencia that does this, but they put the little security tag on it.
Well,
I don't think that's merchant.
this is no. I think this is Plasencia because this
Is it
is
a
what
security tag?
this is one of their high end sticks,
I never
and so
know.
I think that they
It is.
they
It's like a
tag it
chip.
like you're at a one of those Urban Trends stores. they put the tags on everything.
Everything has those.
All right. So Chris, what are we gonna light these bad boys with?
Oh boy.
Oh, we're gonna light us with my new Prometheus lighter?
Yeah, why don't you show everybody?
Oh wow!
this torch.
Fancy.
That is
Sure,
a
right.
huge ass torch shaped in a like a coffin with the Prometheus logo
Shaped like a
on the front.
coffin, which is what Chris is going to be laying in if he doesn't let Alex have it. Apparently,
Correct.
And
there's
then
been a lot of
we'll
threats
tell
on
the
Chris's
story.
life.
We'll tell the story
Threats.
of how he came to
Several
own that
threats.
torch. It's a good story, but I don't want to get ahead of what we're doing. So we're going to take things all in good time. So let's light this up. And what do you guys? You're familiar with this stick. Tell everybody what you think about it.
Chris.
I think it's a very smooth stick, not too bold.
It smells delicious.
Yes.
I really
I
like.
don't think I've smoked this one yet, so
See, I really like how big these are. They make me feel like when I smoke these, I feel fucking powerful. Seriously, like I love that about these.
your outfit matches it.
Boom!
I
You know I love a
planned
theme.
that.
I.
You did.
Yes,
She
you know.
loves the theme.
You know I love a theme. I
Same.
do. I really do.
Same.
I love a theme.
You know, we
Our
do.
internet is slow. I'm
We
trying
live on a
to
theme.
pull up our feed here.
Oh, great. Oh, shoot. Remember what happened last time? I forgot about that.
Whoopsie daisy.
I mean, we can always just record it and upload it.
I'm checking. Checking the feed here.
Like, are we even? I think we are going. We are. Hey, we're live. Anyway.
Anywho, well, what I love about this stick is it's got a lot of flavor to it, but it's not overly full. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
But I agree with you about the size of the stick. There's just
Oh,
something
yeah.
It's
about
just a good size.
I love the placentas because of how they feel.
Yeah,
It-
that hexagonal.
Yeah, it's
It not only is it like cool and interesting, and like that was I remember the first time that I saw these was in Galveston, and I was there by myself, and I knew Alex had never smoked one, and so I grabbed him one, mostly because the label is like the band is gorgeous,
Mhm.
and the hexagonal shape of it, I was just like, well, that's
Super
kitschy
interesting.
enough that I need to buy one.
Right.
I remember when I first heard of Placencias, I didn't think much of them, and then I tried my first one, and I'm really superficial, and so like the band tells me a lot about what I think of a cigar, and this one this is a different looking band.
Right.
You know, it doesn't have like traditional, it doesn't have like a family crest on it or any of the seals or anything like that. It's just a big P,
a big
You know?
simple logo.
and
Just a big old.
it's like let's put P in a circle and just put all
That's it.
out. You know.
That's
This
fine.
big old.
Um,
got this big
So
old.
it didn't really impress me, but then I smoked one and I was just like, well, I'll be damned. This is like, and I was in Austin, Texas. I found it was the Alma Fuerte, and I had seen it around a lot on the internet, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try one of these if I ever see one. And they had a nice selection, so I was like, I'm going to get that one because that's the one that everybody said was the best one. And I got it, and I was really impressed with how smooth it was. So now I've convinced the merchant to carry a whole bunch of them, and I love them all. They're fantastic. So let's take a little dry pull here.
That's really like the wrapper is really pretty, and it's got a nice sheen. It's kind of toothy.
It's peppery. It's got a really
Mhm.
peppery dry pull.
The green is a great shade too. It's very
Right.
appeasing to the eye.
Right? It's a pretty band. It's
Great
like
for a Christmas though. Perfect
good.
Christmas green.
And I love the hex design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just unique, you know.
It's
who-
interesting.
Who's gonna be like, hey, let's roll this in a regular polygon shape?
How's that lighter feel in your hands? Does it feel good?
man,
You know,
Here we
I
go.
don't know if this thing will break upon impact, but we can find out real quick. We can find
that
out
would
more.
suck so
We'll find
hard.
out.
if
You can try.
accidentally
Can you
drop
just do
if
it over there? So I don't get hurt.
Right. Here.
Oh. You couldn't even take the band off for me. He's like,
Oh, sorry.
sorry, I'm fancy. I'm fancy. I can't see it because these sunglasses blocking my vision.
Generally, I can't see it because of the blinding rays of
He's blinding
sunlight
me with
coming
radiation.
in.
At least it ain't 5G, right?
That's right.
For sure.
That's right.
Well, I do have my 5G bra and panties on today, so
No.
all the good bits are
Protecting
protected.
all the
Oh.
important parts.
Good.
Now this cocktail is wonderful.
Yes.
And
you.
you know I don't like
It's
Any
it's
sort
really
of
great for
brown
fall.
liquor,
So I
so-
really like the but I use that fig and vanilla bourbon that I make.
it cuts it.
Oh yeah.
It cuts
It's
the
like it's
sharpness of the bourbon.
sweet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very good.
I'm drinking something a little bit different. I'm not actually drinking alcohol right now, so I picked up some Ritual 0 proof whiskey.
I'll just
It's
put it right
like
here. We can just Google it.
There you go.
whiskey-ish,
There you go.
Okay.
kind of.
Mm. Mm.
Whiskey-ish.
Do you taste some caramel on the back end? I'm trying to develop my palate.
I'm getting like chocolate caramel brownie.
Okay.
So specific.
I get suspicious.
I'm
I
getting-
get specific.
Morgan was amazed last night. She was like, he was throwing out every descriptive word possible. Like, I was impressed. I was like, that's just life with Alex. It's just everything's gonna have the most
I'm
descriptive
getting
detail. Then I love
dark chocolate. Guitar dark chocolate. And
Forest honey, baby.
forest honey caramel.
it. Right.
Oh
Yes.
man, you guys just whatever.
Listen, I was the one that was like, yes, it's caramelly, but it's a briny caramel. So
You were
it's
like,
sea
salted
salt
caramel.
and not just regular salted caramel.
Mm.
None of that kosher salt bullshit. It is sea salt, man.
Sea salt.
You know, I think the biggest praise I can give for this stick is that given what preceded it, this is still good. Right? We'll talk
Yeah.
about that. We'll talk about,
Oh my god.
I don't want
Yeah.
to get ahead of myself here, but we're going to get into that. So a word on your torch, Chris. I'll have you know that I've got my minions in the process of trying to arrange for you to get a cooler one.
My lighter's cooler than your lighter.
Damn straight.
Is it gonna be that kind of friendship?
Oh, what?
Absolutely.
Bro,
What?
if you didn't know that
Absolutely.
already.
Yeah.
You know-
Where
you
have
know-
you been?
We totally
Right?
low key side eye each other's cigar collections. Like, oh, he's got that one. Fucker. I mean, how many times did he
Dude,
mention
I'll trade you.
his surplus of Royals last night?
Surplus.
It's like, I mean,
He's like, you know what?
you know,
I could go for another.
I could have
and he goes
another
and
one if I
lights it
wanted
up.
to. I could. It's
I'm gonna have
possible.
4 in a row.
I mean, why not?
Just like kill it.
It's possible. But I want to ask Angelique to kind of let us know give us a summary of when you got introduced to cigars to the point where like you're smoking big badass cigars like this. Because this is most certainly not a stick for the uninitiated.
Right, because I think it was it even, I mean, it wasn't long ago.
No,
Like maybe
so,
September, October.
I
that
guess
you were
my
really
first
smoking.
like real exposure to like, because you introduced me
Mm-hmm.
a few years ago, I guess, but you were smoking, you didn't know any better, the Cuba acids, and we would smoke those sometimes. But then like, I guess my first like real introduction to big boy world was your birthday party, your surprise birthday party,
Yeah.
the Cuban themed
Mm.
party.
Right.
And that's when I was like, oh wow, there's actually like a lot to this.
That was like such a fun birthday party.
It was.
very
That was
fun.
a great
was
party.
that was a great time.
That was
Yeah.
a great
Like,
party.
that was one of my favorite parties.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Having Johnny's cigar trailer,
Yes.
that was great.
That was so
Watching him back that thing out of there
Oh,
was
yeah.
incredible.
That was
Like one
legit
shot.
the best birthday party of my life. That was awesome. It was
Now
fantastic.
was that before or after we got? Well, that was after we got married. Because we were looking at getting his cigar thing for
Yes.
the wedding, and it just we didn't have a place to put it and stuff. But
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that he's
so we
gone.
were kind of getting into it, I guess, at that point. But
So
no,
what
I mean, y'all have really introduced, like, opened our
Yeah.
world.
what was the first
to-
kind of flavors that resonated with you, and like how have you
with this
progressed?
with this? Oh,
Just in general.
I didn't. Starting out, I didn't know that this was like a food or a cocktail where there's going to be different flavors, right? I didn't
Mhm.
really know that until people started like pointing it out. For me, it was more of a, oh, this is smooth, this is a little bit milder, a little bit harsh, because I never sat down and just focused and smoked a cigar. So once I started hanging out with you guys more, I started being able to like, okay, wait, I'm gonna pay attention. What am I kind of tasting? You know, and then feeding off of you guys, what are y'all picking up? Okay, I get that now.
Well,
you know?
that's kind of how I started to develop
It's a
my
learning curve.
palate. I would read reviews as I was smoking them,
Right.
so I could see like, okay, they're saying it tastes like this. Let me
I'm
see if
getting
I can
that
like.
now.
I would just like roll it around in your mouth and kind of like chew. I guess, for lack of a better word, chew on the smoke and like
If you watch
see if you
our
could
videos,
figure it out.
you see me chew the
You
smoke.
do chew it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I noticed you did that while we were in Vegas. I was like, he's chewing the smoke. Okay, all right.
I know it looks weird, but I don't care. I don't
Yeah.
care, man. If I'm gonna spend that kind of money on a stick, I am gonna squeeze every last
You gotta
drop
enjoy it.
of that flavor.
Well, I really like the
So-
fact that it like rolls around on your tongue as you do that, and then you can use all of the different,
Mhm.
you know,
All of
tasting
your
zones.
taste
Yeah, I
All the
chew and
zones.
slightly exhale through my nose, so I engage all the facets of taste, and it's just like I was chewing the crap out last night.
Go figure
Oh
that
my
you like
God.
Yeah, you
developed an autistic way to smoke cigars. He was like, "Hey, you know what? There's a better way to smoke cigars. I'm gonna fucking show you how."
Yeah.
Right. This is it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. So I'm gonna be the David Koresh of cigar smoking. I have a compound. People
Dude,
come in.
honestly, you're like the Sherpa of life. You're just like, hey, there's better ways to do these things. I'm just gonna do them. You should write a book.
Well, I told him the better way to play the games is the
Yeah. Yeah. Jackpot. That's
You
crazy.
should write a book.
3 in a
Alex's
row.
tips- Alex's tips on life. First, abandon everything. you
Life
already know.
hacks. but
Life
better.
hacks, autistic life hacks with
better.
Alex.
All right,
Maybe
so
like a
so
weekly show.
are we all like past the ignition phase and we're
Mhm.
getting in it? All right, so
Yes.
let's do a round table. What are we tasting, Chris? Start us off.
Like I said, I tasted that caramel. I feel like I have a little bit of leather on the front end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I smelled leather more than I
and
tasted.
there is like Lily said, there is some herbal notes here as well.
Yeah, it has because it has that Corojo wrapper on it. A Corojo, sorry, I don't know how I said Corojo. Anyway, but that kind of lends like that floral brightness to it.
Anybody else
Get a
wanna-
tiny bit of a little citrus in there.
Yeah, I think the citrus and the floral notes, those are easily kind
Yeah.
of like
Those are the
said the same
Corolla
thing. But,
wrapper.
so I want to point out that this is one of the pricier Placencias. You know, over here this will run you about $20.
The priciest one, right?
I think
Maybe the black one
the
is-
Alma Fuerte,
The black
the
one's more.
Salamonis,
Mm.
I think that one's a bit more expensive because it's rolled in a different style shape, but the blends is the same. But this is a hardcore stick. I love it. It's fairly rich.
No joke.
It's not as smooth as last night.
Nothing
But
is.
These are poker smoking sticks.
but it's
Yes.
but it's nice and smooth. I love how it has a leathery front, and then it gets then you get the floral, and then it finishes with that cookie caramel kind of, and it's just really really nice. I'm not sure where they source this tobacco, but it's really nice. It's a great stick for if you're celebrating something because it's aesthetic, it's beautiful in your hands, and it's got great flavor. So like you can dress it up or you can dress it down. If you
Yeah.
want to just play poker and focus on what you're doing, it's not going to distract you. Like last night there wasn't anything that I was really going to focus on. So you could have had me watching whatever and I'd not paid attention. It was just like a total distraction of my mind. So,
Yep.
but really love the stick. Sorry, let's talk about Vegas. All right, we went to Vegas.
Oh god.
I guess I'll start off with saying the rough itinerary. We went to watch Dustin fight for the belts, and from there it kind of grew. It all started with an idle text where Chris just mentioned something to me about it, and
Which is how life with Chris.
And
Hardwick
it was
goes,
like-
so.
it was like two guys coming up with just an increasingly bad idea on the weekend.
And then a
Where-
7 a.m. text of a link to the tickets, and I was like,
This is happening.
And we've also booked the flights. Just
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was,
It's
and like
done.
Alex had like mentioned it. Would you want to go with the Hargraves to Vegas? And I was like, I mean, yeah, duh.
I'm not gonna say no.
I'm like, actually, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then it was like a 7 o'clock in the morning Sunday text message from Chris, be like, okay, we already bought our tickets. Here's the link. I'm like, oh, I guess it's actually happening.
Well, at every stage, I really couldn't think of a good reason to say no to any of it. So I was just like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that too. And then it ended up being like, I think we need more time there. And so it was just like, it took on its own life.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
it just was like, I need to be a bigger trip, and then it just kept. Blah, blah, blah,
Next
blah,
time
blah.
though, I would like to go and like actually explore like Nevada. A
Me
little
too.
Bit
I
Yeah.
want to do Grand
Mhm.
Canyon and like
Yeah.
do the desert and
Yeah, I mean, I
I agree.
think that would be neat.
yeah.
I totally would like to explore the Davidoff stores.
Oh my god, we went to 9,000 cigar stores at least 5 times each.
Oh
So
my god, it was great.
Is
I know
fun with
it was
that?
amazing, but that right there is exactly. I was
That's why we
like,
need more time.
I know we were watching casinos this morning, and I was like, man, Nevada's actually a really beautiful state. Like we were flying in, and there was all those like
The mountains and everything.
the mountains and the lakes and everything, and it was really pretty. And I was like, oh man, wish we could have done that. He was like, yeah, we were just so busy. That's why, because we were at every cigar.
How do you
show.
find your
More than
pairing?
once.
with the cocktail?
Only more than once. I was like, we're back
Um,
here again. Wow.
I like it because, like I said, this isn't like too heavy,
Mhm.
but it is busy, but it's not heavy.
It pairs very
So it
well.
pairs very well.
Yeah, I think so too. I concur.
I like that there's vanilla in here, correct?
Yes.
I like how the vanilla pairs with the caramel at the end of,
Yep.
end of this.
I agree.
I wanted it to be
And
like
the
a
fig
little bit
sweetness.
sweet.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you can nerd out about enjoying cigars
Yeah.
with the pairings and everything.
And I wouldn't have
Oh.
known that if I would kept smoking Coopers.
Right.
That's right. That's
and
right.
we black and mild.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Look,
I'm sure you
super
used to smoke black and
sophisticated.
mild.
See,
I mean,
hey,
I
that's
can,
your
I
fault
can
too,
pair a
sir.
Cuba and a
Look,
black
good tip.
mild.
I
It's
talk
just gonna
shit
be like natty light.
about Chris and his Kubas,
Okay.
but I'm not gonna
It's gonna be
lie.
Maybe a truly.
We both smoked Kubas on the golf course together.
Okay, so the
I hated myself a little
Swisher
bit
is going
for
to
it.
be a natty light, and the
But I
Cuba is
did it.
going to be a truly.
Yeah.
So I will pair you something, but it's not going to be nice.
No, I moved past that.
Good.
You know.
Good. We can be friends.
So back to the Vegas story. So we come up with this idea. We're gonna go watch Dustin fight, and because every time we go anywhere, I instinctively Google for the cigar shops in that area just to see what their scene is like.
Right.
So I get on Google, and right away I see there's a Davidoff of Geneva like brick and mortar store / cocktail lounge in on Las Vegas Boulevard, and then there's a Casa Fuente store in the attached mall to Caesar's Palace, and we're staying at Caesar's, and I'm just like, oh my god! So I seen Chris all this great stuff.
That's literally all you talked about for the month before.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chris, great.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, maybe on Thursday we'll do this, this, and this. Okay, Friday this, no. And then he'd like review it. I'm just
And me and Lindsay were like, what else can we do? Can we do other?
So
There's no
then,
time.
We're gonna
like
go to
Lindsay and Angela were in
19,000
charge of
Louis
picking the
Vuitton
shows and the restaurants, and then like the non-cigar related festivities.
Which-
and then Chris and I were in charge
We
of just
did a
making
great
sure
job.
we went to cigar stores every day.
Every day, multiple times.
Every
Multiple times
I was like, okay, we're back here.
Dude,
Even
how
the
cool is it?
guys-
You can just leave your room and be like, I'm gonna go walk to the Monte Cristo bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
the
that
Casa
honestly,
Fuente
that was
guys
neat.
were like, y'all are back?
Yeah.
Are y'all back again?
I liked the fact
Okay.
that there was 2 like swank cigar bars, like
In
cocktail
Caesars.
places within walking distance in Caesars.
Yeah.
That was great. I was like, I don't even have to leave the
That
building.
worked out perfectly.
All right, so
It did.
so
Really
we set
great
the
shopping.
frame. What do y'all want to talk about first from Vegas?
Just go day by day.
Yeah, let's go to
Yeah, I mean, let's.
Okay.
Yes, we get there on Thursday morning at 7:30 in the morning, and there's a
The
dude.
crack of dawn.
Right, 7:30 in the morning, because you might as well. And there's a dude standing at the bottom of the escalator with his little sign and said my name on it, and that was our limo driver, and that was like
Bucket list
bucket
check.
list check.
It was nice.
It was. I was like, this is so bouge.
Yeah.
And he was cool.
He was.
And,
He was very cool.
He stopped at a liquor store for us, and
I'm sure you got a kickback.
yeah.
Oh,
At
yeah.
which I
Seemed
bought
like
the
it.
absolute worst cocktail I've ever
The
had in my
worst.
life. It was horrific.
Oh, that little rum punch in a bladder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
it was
I was
strong though.
I was looking for ease of use. I know
Oh
that
my
was
God.
that's what I was worried about though. It was strong and it was super sweet, and that's like Barf City, and it was like bright red.
With the big bladder that you got, I thought you were gonna put it in one of those little jogging packs and one of those. I'm like, all right, let's go walk Caesars.
Camel pack. Yeah.
Listen,
Ready to
that's
go.
a great idea.
Could have played
But if it
slap
was
the
filled
bag
with,
with
like,
it.
Something else that was it just tasted bad.
It was not good.
It was not good. I thought about stabbing the top of it with a straw and drinking it pre-sun.
So we get there. We get there at 7:30. Our limo guy takes us to get booze. We get to Caesars,
Check
and
in.
then we got to check in. But fortunately, we had our seasoned traveler to tell us the inside skinny on how to get the room that you really want. Why don't you tell them about that?
Sandwich.
So when you check in on ordinary times, and probably not so often whenever there's a big fight, if you do your license and a credit card and you put some money in between those 2 objects, cash money, you normally get a better room when you're checking in. You know, whether that's an upgraded room with a strip view, pool view, you just get a nicer room than you would ordinarily get if you just give them your credit card and your license, because Vegas is a service industry. Everybody's there is working on tips.
Absolutely.
So I mean, if you're nice to them, they're going to take care of you. And the guy was absolutely, he was great
Very
at
accommodating.
the check-in. And you know, and what was nuts about it is, the rooms that we got upgraded to were $1,500 a night.
Yep.
Well, when we got to the room, we saw why. Because that view
Oh, the view was
was
Spectacular.
amazing.
A perfect view of the Bellagio Fountains, like
Overlooking
gorgeous.
all of Bellagio, Paris, Cosmopolitan.
We never closed our windows the whole time.
Yeah,
We
it
didn't
was-
either.
It was gorgeous.
Because I mean,
I
there
was
was
like, if
something.
anybody's operating a drone, they look in this window, they're gonna get a shove, but whatever.
I hope there's tent on the window.
They better send me a paycheck for that show too.
Absolutely,
Right.
100%.
Where's my cut?
So we got our rooms, and then our first order of business, we had to have brunch. So we had brunch at this place called the Cafe Americana.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cafe Americano, but honestly, that was a great place, and it,
It
was
was good.
actually it was voted the best 24-hour restaurant in Vegas.
And that was at the bottom in Caesars in the lobby.
Yeah.
Great selection of food and cocktails.
Yeah,
Really
And it
good
was
cocktails.
My first martini ever.
Every place
First chocolate martini.
where we went had exemplary food. Like I was shocked. The hell
Yeah.
there. I wanted to try the Denny's because I was like, I bet this Denny's is amazing.
best Denny's.
You know, oh my god, this home run! So I was like, but so we go there, and of course the food's kind of expensive. It's Vegas, everything's gonna be a little more. But we had to finish because we had our spa afternoon because we were so weary from our travels that we needed to go get massages and total spa nonsense. So
First thing.
we go
Oh,
up
that
there,
was amazing.
First order. of
and
business.
I'm sad we
it's
didn't
all
go.
about trying to just relax because we're in a different city and we're trying to cram 3 months of partying in 4 days, and so
It's
we're,
literally what it felt
we're
like.
running at a
That's
bit of
all
a
on it.
breakneck pace. So we wanted to really make sure our bodies were in the perfect optimal condition to get totally trashed. And so
Right.
we scheduled these massages, and it was an hour session. We got the deep tissue. What did y'all get?
Hot stone
Hot
aromatherapy.
stone. Yeah, hot stone.
Does that mean you have
Which-
to be stoned and hot to get it, or they put hot stones on you?
Stoned, hot, and hot stones.
That's why they didn't ask me.
Check, check, check.
I'm not hot.
Yeah.
It was very cold there.
Well, I mean, you weren't wearing your sparkles.
You're right. I wasn't wearing sparkles at that
So-
time.
He was wearing sparkles. Although afterwards they'd have been like, "Sir, would you like a hot stone massage?" Mhm.
Exactly.
So well,
With a happy ending.
I had a lovely gentleman do my massage. Thanks, Lindsay, for that one. That was-
I said no gender preference.
well, the person apparently didn't have a gender because they looked a little androgynous. It was
I said no gender preference.
It
You
was-
get what you get.
it was a little weird.
No gender preference,
Non-binary.
but you asked for a deep tissue, and typically that's the men.
I don't know about that. I mean,
I had a lady.
I've had plenty
We
of
had
women
great
do that.
conversation.
Oh my god.
Dude, I fell asleep here. My Chris is all like, we're talking.
We
just
talked for 65 minutes.
Chris
I
loves
know
to talk
everybody
during his
that
massage.
you know. It was
Never
great.
get a couple massage with you because you talk the whole time,
Oh my god, I can't deal with
and
that.
I'm just trying to sleep.
My girl talked the whole time, and I was like, please shut the fuck up.
So we get out the massage, and it tells me we have 3 hours to just have our run of the entire spot. And there's multiple sauna rooms, there's steam rooms, there's
Cold
Roman
room.
pools, there's
Arctic. There was
uh,
an Arctic
an
room.
Arctic room, yeah.
The Roman
It
pool
snowed.
is amazing.
And there's a cool pool. And so Chris and I were just like, let's play. And so we just like went from room to room, trying everything. And
Even the lounge chairs by the pools were heated.
Oh
Like
my god.
candles, there's women in their robes just living their best life. Me and Lizzie like immediately get dressed, and then these two are like, we're gonna spend some time. So
I know. Because then they.
We fumbled on
yeah,
that
but
one.
it takes us way less time to get ready than y'all.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I mean, we just put our clothes back on.
Yeah.
We didn't really get like fancy.
We didn't know that we were.
I was very
Hanging
not
out at
fancy.
the spot.
Alright, whatever.
So we went
whatever.
shopping instead.
We were about an hour in there, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. at
We just went
least.
shopping though, which
Yeah.
I wasn't mad about.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So then we get out of there, and then we get our evening attire on, and we went to Davidoff, right?
Yes, that was
Yeah,
off
we
the
went to
Virginia.
Davidoff.
So let's set the stage for the Davidoff store. So I don't know what the cigar scene is like where you live, but over here in Louisiana, the laws can be kind of wonky. And in Lafayette, there are strict laws about the sale of alcohol and the sale of tobacco products, and you can't have them kind of both in the same brick and mortar with indoor consumption. So every place that is a cigar lounge, there's no alcohol sales. You're not even really allowed to bring your own booze in. Well, over there in Vegas, it's full service, everything goes, and so it's a full service bar. They serve food, and they have their humidor, and you can order whatever and smoke it there, and it's optimal. It's perfect. And so I researched that place, and I mean they had the high end Davidoff stuff. Then they had this amazing whiskey selection. They had these great deals where it's like you buy a cigar, you get a glass of Macallan 12. That was the special on Thursday
That was
when
such
we went.
and that was honestly
Yeah.
such a good deal. Like,
That was
they
great.
not. I mean,
It
their
wasn't
cigars
a
were
crab liquor.
right, and their cigars were expensive, but I mean,
Not
you
much.
could've-
Not much more.
Right, but I mean, you could have just gone and gotten like a cheapo that was
Yeah.
like $20, and then
Right.
gotten your. It wasn't like free 100. You know, if you buy
Right.
$100 worth of cigars.
Yeah. I also want to say about the Davidoff place, it highlighted something about Vegas that I was completely not prepared for, which is that 2 blocks in Vegas is like 17 miles
Oh, especially in the freezing cold rain and 5-inch heels.
elsewhere in
Correct.
the world.
Oh,
Because when they say the phrase one city block, in Vegas, that means the block is the size of the city.
Yes.
Because everything is huge and it takes forever to walk anywhere just because of the scale of a block. I mean,
Everything.
Caesar's Palace was
Probably the size of Dusson.
it was insane.
No kidding.
It was insane. It was probably upwards of a mile from one end to the other,
Yeah.
just going across. So like when you're walking a block, that's basically what you're walking. So it takes forever.
yeah. I mean, I was walking like 6 to 7 miles a day.
And so I all try to like, oh man, Davidoff's 2 blocks from Caesar's. We're just gonna boop boop. No, there was no boop
No.
booping.
There's an Uber.
You took an Uber. We get there.
Dropped us off.
It
in
was
the
like
back.
6:20, and like
City.
I think I might have left a fire trail on the ground. I was running so fast. I was so excited. And I went in the because we wanted to smoke some Royals. That's what our mission was. We were on a quest to find some Royals and smoke them that first day. So I get in the humidor, and there's a guy wearing a suit. He's like the steward of the humidor, and he wasn't Eurotrash. So I was expecting him to have a little like hello, welcome to my humidor. Can I show you something? That's something like that. But no.
Jesus.
So I asked him about Royals, and he's like,
See what I have to live with?
no, don't have any Royals. I was like, son of a bitch. And then he
Like,
says,
immediately.
but we do have some Oros. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm aware
like, I'm listening.
of a lot of brands have a Vitola called the Oro, which is like special because it means gold. So you typically want to have something good for it. So I'm like, okay, tell me about this. So he tells me about it, how they're aged like 12 years and they're only for this very select source and only a certain dude is in charge of rolling them. And everything he's saying is just like, you want this stick. You want
Yeah,
to try
and
this
we
stick.
were like, thanks, we'll take 2.
And so I was like, yeah, I'll take 2. I was like, Liz, do you want to smoke one of these Oro thingies? She's like, yeah. So I grabbed 2 of them. There's 3 in the box. I grabbed 2 of them. And I'm thinking, these seem like a suitable substitute for a Royal. They seem nice. And I'm walking around as Chris is, looking over the humidor. And then the gentleman in the suit, who's not from England, comes in and is like, pardon me, sir, that was $500 a stick. Just letting you know. And I'm like, hot cigar.
No, thank you, sir.
So I had
He
to.
like gently put it back.
I was like, how do I
like,
put these away in a dignified manner? And I was like, there isn't one. I was like, that's too much for me, dog. I'm putting those back.
We're done.
Literally said $500.
I mean, I would like to. But I ended up picking a late hour Churchill. What did you end up taking?
I had a Patron.
The Verdun 90, huh?
Yeah, I had Patron 90 that night.
I
Yeah,
had
it
a
was,
late
it was
hour.
it was great.
Real late hour. What did you have?
You shared some of the Patron with me, I think.
I had my
You
own.
had
No,
a
you had your
my
own.
father.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My father, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. My mother, Connecticut.
I
Yes.
just
The
smoke whatever y'all pick for me.
CT2Ks. Yeah, I think
Just-
I picked that one for you.
Yeah.
But you're also doing better by yourself, picking your own cigars now.
Yeah. I'm learning.
So you're learning.
How well did that Macallan pair?
That Macallan was great with that
Oh
Patron.
my God. Dude.
It was so smooth and simple, and it didn't like overpower the cigar, which I don't want to overpower the Patron, you know. So it was.
I just
I did it
recently
again.
kind of got into the late hours because I'd gotten one over a year ago and I didn't appreciate it. My palate wasn't ready for it. It was just too. I think it was too subtle. Because I was in a La Flor Dominicana back then, and La Flor Dominicana was fucking kicking it's a donkey kick in the throat.
You remember like one of the first cigars that you really liked was the Double Ligera?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't smoke that now. It's just too aggressive.
it's very aggressive.
and like I'm much more into that refined smoke rather
Yeah.
than that like heavy
Just
metal
gonna-
American.
I'm gonna
smoke.
like stomp you in the face.
Yeah, I can't get more than like an inch into those things. But I thought that the Macallan paired amazingly
Yeah.
with the late hour.
I mean, and the Davidoff Boulevard
Bruh.
paired even better after. Oh, that was.
Tell us about that drink.
Well, I don't even remember what was in
I
it.
don't either.
It was a $35 cocktail though.
Yeah.
Remember that?
You gonna look it up?
I'm looking up. By
They
the
don't
way,
have it on the menu. They don't have it on the website. I looked.
Caesar's Palace is
I was like, you were gonna try to
85
recreate it.
acres big.
So I'm
Holy
gonna.
shnikes.
I'm gonna call over there and see
85
what's in it.
acres.
Wow, that is huge.
It's huge. I feel like the more we kept walking, the more there was of it to see.
I know. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go down this corridor.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go down this corridor. It's huge. I was
All
blown
right.
away by that.
Just because he wants a Royal, get you a Royal, man. I gotta tell you, I can't wait till we talk about the Royal. But we gotta talk about Vegas first.
Okay, so
So dinner that night.
Thursday night
Yeah.
we went to
Super Frico.
Super Frico, which is at the Cosmopolitan, and that's their newest restaurant. That was incredible.
That was a
it
whole experience.
It was like 70s Italian, like opium den vibe.
Dude, it was an LSD trip in a restaurant, and it was
For
amazing.
sure, it was amazing. I had a short rib ravioli.
That was good.
It
I
was
don't
like,
remember what we ate there, but I remember everything was
The
amazing.
polenta, the
Oh my
creamy
God.
Oh, I
polenta.
couldn't polenta.
Y'all got the pizza.
yeah, I got the pizza
He got the
with
chicken
like
parm
Chicken
and
parm.
the spaghetti.
Oh yes, it was so
Papapupi.
good.
Yeah.
Everything was just like you
Spaghetti
want
was
to
great.
like, oh my god, you just want
That
to talk about it. It's
polenta
all so good.
was. That
Yes,
was one of
the-
my favorite dishes
Honestly,
of the
yeah,
trip.
and that was it. And then
Seriously.
you guys got the octopus.
No, you did.
No.
We had the parm. The fried mozzarella.
No, y'all had the octopus.
No, we didn't get off.
Yeah,
Promise.
It was the spongy tentacle purple.
that was nuts.
See, I am telling you that was in New Orleans. I am.
We didn't know. We don't
When you brought
remember
that up the other day, I was like, that was in New Orleans, and you're like, no, I guarantee you that was Abby that ordered that.
I
And
promise
I'm
I didn't
just
get
trying to
octopus.
I got pictures. Proof
Close, I'll
of-
get calamari, but I'm not getting purple squid tentacles.
All right, whatever. That night showcased
That.
one of my favorite things about Vegas was that you have the typical tourist elements of Vegas where it's like big glitzy signs,
That was at Pamplona.
That's a Pamplona.
That was at Pamplona. That
Ah.
was at Pamplona.
Okay. All right. Close enough. Whatever.
Sorry. Anyway, it was only like 2 days before Vegas. I can see.
Yeah, and I don't have a concept of time. So
Exactly.
whatever.
Autism.
Oh, we
And
got
then,
meatballs
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
and
The meatballs were incredible.
I don't remember what this was.
It was fried mozzarella.
Oh yeah, that was the
That's
part
what it was. It was like a
fantastic.
slab.
We
of it.
we also after that went find a ghost donkey.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Was that,
Yes.
so, as we were walking through the Cosmopolitan, which was a sick ass, we went to the Chandelier Bar,
Uh-huh.
which
Those
was
cocktails.
How's that
so
cocktail?
amazing. And Chris is like, "All right, we're gonna get the off the menu secret drink." I'm like, "This is a secret drink?" He's like, "Yeah, man, get the secret drink." So I was like, I love how there's like this secret culture to Vegas that you only know if you know somebody who knows about it.
Well,
It's-
there's like blogs about like all of the secret shit to do, but
just
it's,
gotta know
if
what you're
you
looking
don't
for.
look that stuff up, you don't know about it. And
That's
it's
right.
hidden so well that like
Right.
you wouldn't just stumble.
You're not
upon
gonna
it.
stumble.
So I wanted to drink something with whiskey in it because that's what I do. But Chris is like, "No." And what was it called? A verbena or
Verbena.
Verbena. Okay. So he's like, "These verbenas." I don't know anything about it. He's just like, "Trust me, it's gonna come. There's gonna be a plant in it, like a bulb of
You
a
gotta
flower,
eat the plant.
and you gotta
whole
eat the
plant.
flower." And I'm like, "Are you fucking with me? Like,
No.
what is this?" So he said, "You gotta eat it, and then you drink it, and it tastes it changes the entire flavor of the drink, and it's just really amazing." And what he didn't tell me was apparently the flower bulb is filled with ketamine because it put my head to sleep. I was just like,
It's an
"What-
opium bulb.
What is this?" And then it didn't taste good. Like right before you lose sensation, it's not a good sensation. You're like, "This is acrid and bitter."
I have
and
so many photos of your face because you were just
It's
like,
the best. And it makes your tongue numbs, and then it feels like static on your tongue. You can't
yeah.
feel or taste anything, but it
Very
changes the
bizarre.
total flavor profile
Yes.
of the cocktail. It's like a simple margarita that they're giving you, but once you taste that, it changes everything on it.
honestly, that was great margarita.
It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
bad.
It was good.
It wasn't bad
Like,
at all.
it was a great
Jess
cocktail.
looks like she's dressed to go to the Poconos.
And now it's in a t-shirt. We were expecting colder
No.
weather,
It
John.
honestly is a bit chilly out.
Yeah, it's the breeze.
I
I'm just
see
a
the-
cold person.
I needed to wear my Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas shirt because we lived Fear and Loathing in Las
Yeah.
Vegas. That's
It's-
what it was.
No
Also,
joke.
this is not that
Not happy
thick,
about
so whatever, John.
Hey, keep your clothes on.
Just jealous.
Yeah, whatever, John.
Whatever.
You just hoping she tries to take the jacket off and get stuck.
She's gonna force you to look at her tits, John.
Forcing!
Forcing.
It's forcing.
She's like, I'm gonna take.
All right,
All
we're
right,
gonna get
take
to
her
our
sweatshirt
favorite
off.
meal here in
So
a
so
second.
we're walking through the Cosmo and Chris tells me there's a secret bar. And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, it's hidden. So you have to there's like a secret passageway to get to it." So I'm like, "Oh, I'm intrigued." And so he says it's an exit door that's got a donkey on it.
Well,
It-
and it doesn't even really tell you. It was like a riddle. Didn't it give you like a riddle that you
Wouldn't
had
it
to
say
kind of solve?
something about near the donkey, white donkey,
The ghost.
Yeah, whenever-
dog.
the ghost donkey?
Yeah, whenever you see the donkey in the hallway, go a little further, and literally, it's literally all it said. Like,
Ghost donkey
There-
on a door.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
And then
Yeah.
we found the
So,
donkey
yeah.
in the hallway.
So,
that
so
had
we're,
the naked
we're
people on
walking
it.
we're walking
Small
to,
pee-pee.
to Super Frico. Or,
Sure, but I-
we're walking down the hall. We
I was
see this statue of a donkey rabbit person,
With like the
Same.
smallest wiener
and it's
ever.
so
Same.
weird. And Chris is like, "That's a symbol." I'm like, "Yes, it's a symbol. How fucking weird Vegas is." It's like, no, it's like it's part of the mission to find the secret bar. I'm like, "Oh, okay, this sounds like some Legend of Zelda shit. I'm about it." 'Cause
Right,
I-
I was just like, okay,
I grew up with that.
he's
So-
owned
So I'm
it.
like, "What do I got to know?" And he's like, "All right, well, it's on this floor because here's the statue." And so basically, you got to walk in a line and look for an exit door, and there should be another donkey clue. So I'm like, "Cool." So we start walking. It is way down there.
Thank
It's
God
like in the-
Alex is tall.
Yeah,
It's
we're-
like in the middle of this bar food area.
yeah.
Like a food court.
Yeah. And I just happened to look to the right, and there was this exit door which just looked a little off because the way it was lit up,
It's a little sus.
it was like highlighted a little bit,
Yeah.
and then there was a donkey on it, and I was just like, "Donkey door, donkey door."
Donkey door.
Donkey door, donkey door, donkey door.
And I look back and he's like beelining for
I
the
know,
door.
he
And
just
I'm
like-
Oh, what? I was
Where's
so
he behind everybody? And so he like didn't say anything. He's just like, donkey door! And then he's like gone. And we're like, okay, come in. He's charging down the aisle.
In retrospect, what I should have done is like recorded, like rewound it, recorded us finding the door and like going up to it because that was so cool. You just go up to this exit door, right? It doesn't look
Just
like
has
it's
a donkey.
anything, and you open it up, and it's a speakeasy on the other side.
It's
full of
definitely a
people
storage
drinking.
closet that they needed to do something with.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's small. It's
It
cramped.
was very
Enough
small.
for 27 people at the bar.
Yeah, that was the
That's it.
capacity.
And that was packed.
Oh yeah, you couldn't turn around in there. We like
Yeah.
literally walked in and like we're okay, bye.
Well, there's
Yeah, they
so
were like,
many
we're
people.
here. We roll credits.
We found it.
We solved the mission.
Great
Yeah.
job.
We saved the
There were
princess.
so many. There were just so many people there, though.
We're getting out of there. I didn't want to drink. I just wanted to find it.
Yeah.
But that was awesome. All right, so that was our. What else did we do after Cosmo on
We went to
Thursday?
sleep that night.
Yeah,
right?
we walked past the Bellagio Fountains.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
we
then
watched
to bed.
It
the
was
we
late.
watched the Fountain show, which
Yeah.
I had no idea it was a
went to
show.
bed.
It's a total show.
It was
Music
almost midnight at
coordinated.
that point, so I think we went to bed.
Okay, all right. So then we have Friday. What was Friday?
Bacchanal.
Bacchanal in the morning.
Oh.
Bless.
Bacchanal.
I mean, we're talking the greatest buffet in the history of buffets.
No Golden Corral here, people.
This
Don't think of it
This
like
ain't
that
a
buffet.
Ryan's.
No.
Hey.
and this is coming from a
Hey, I
guy.
miss our
When I
Ryan's.
thought ponchos was like good eating.
Yeah.
No. This was like if Ryan's had
Good food?
5 like Michelin award-winning chefs to every section to do, and it was
If
all
Mission,
it was
if
all
Ryan's like
perfectly
was not
done.
Ryan's.
Oh yeah, it was.
And it went on forever.
It went on forever.
It did. There was like 3 rooms, and then like regions of the world.
Probably
and
what, 10 regions represented?
Probably
Yeah.
so. And there's like
Probably 30 of those acres was Bacchanal.
Yeah.
not, no joke. I mean, there was like it was. I just like kept going into rooms. And I'm like, more food, more food.
They came
more
back with food that
more
I didn't see. And
We
I was
didn't even
like,
know there
where'd
was
y'all
a
get
back-
that? And they were like, there's a whole other room.
There were secret rooms.
You had to go through this door and
You
then
had to go find a
exit
donkey
door.
Like
door.
donkeys.
Yeah, the clues were follow the people with the plates.
It looked like they know what they're doing.
They'll show you the promised land.
God, that was.
I had the best muffin I've ever had in my life in Bacchanal, and I'm a blueberry muffin freak. Like
This
I
was
am
the
really
with cigars.
best show for me to watch.
It
I
was-
feel like
it was-
you need to
it was
have like
Alex.
a blueberry muffin blog where you
100%.
like rate blueberry muffins around the world.
Dude, I would
100%.
geek out rating some muffins. And some people they're not gonna like what I
Like
gotta
that
say.
kid that rates Shirley Temple.
Yeah, I would totally be that way. But like, all right,
8 out of 10. Kind of shitty.
I'd be like, so his concentration of blueberries was a little non-uniform. That's gonna be a problem. And,
Like demerit points. On a
and-
scale of 1 to
And
10.
I don't want my blueberry muffin to be a cupcake. You know, it needs to be like at least fooling you that it's healthy. So you're like, I want it to be a little bit refined, not so sweet. You don't want it to stick to your fingers. You want it to be flaky.
Like now.
But it's gotta have
A
a crust.
crunchy top.
It's got that
Here's
real
the
hard
thing.
crust.
I am never going to make blueberry muffins again.
You should.
Never.
No.
Never.
The
Those-
blueberries were gooey. How do you get gooey blueberries in these muffins? But they were so juicy that you bit into them and it looked like you just eaten a chocolate chip muffin because of how gooey the blueberries were.
We talked about the muffin, honestly, for like 10 minutes.
He tried to steal some in my purse.
I went
We
back
should
and had
have
another
for
muffin
later.
after I'd already had 16 plates. I was like, I'm getting a muffin. I don't care where it's fitting. I don't know.
We'll figure it
I'm
out.
ingesting it somewhere.
I am sad that we didn't steal some muffins.
We really
They were so good.
dropped the ball on that.
So that was Bacchanal.
And then we digested for 8
When did we
years.
go to Casa Fuente for the first time?
Right after that.
After that?
Oh my God.
Because we
Okay.
needed to walk.
Tell them about Casa
Yeah.
Fuente.
But we didn't, Lindsay.
We went shopping.
Yeah. Shocker.
Yeah.
We went to the Louis
Yeah.
store.
Real surprising.
All
Yeah,
of
so,
them.
so Alex and I went to Casa Fuente and man, it was this, it can't be more than 1,000 square feet.
It's not a big place.
Yeah, it's a tiny place, but when they open up the humidor I would probably say is half of the
The humidor is probably a third of the total
Third?
store
Yeah, maybe a
size.
third of the floor
and I
space.
mean they had some pretty good things in there. They had some opuses in there.
They had a good opus selection.
Yeah, it was a lot better when we went back the last time than the first
Right.
time. They had the
Yes.
Lost Cities in
And
there,
we
right?
got 2 of the rare
They had
ones.
Lost Cities. They had a lot of the God of Fires, but no
Yes.
God of Fire Anniversarios.
Yeah,
They had
Which
a
we can
ton
get
of
at home
Ashton,
for cheaper. So.
yeah.
which. So I guess to kind of set the stage for everybody. What I was looking for when I go on a cigar escapade or an excursion. That's a better word.
Excursion.
They're like the collectible sticks that I'm looking for, and then there's just like good sticks that I'm looking for. And so the good sticks that I was looking for, I wanted to get some of the Ashton ESGs because I'd seen in the photos on the website that they sold a lot of Ashton, and that is one that I hadn't been able to find yet. I really wanted to try that.
The ESGs?
The ESGs.
Okay. Yep, those are good.
And then I wanted to find any exotic opus. I was like hoping to find some of that. Casa Fuente, not so much. I have a bunch of those. But if I saw anything that caught my eye, I was going to get that. But really, I wanted to see, some crown jewel sticks that I can't get over here.
We found a My Story and a Sin.
Yeah.
A Sin X.
Yeah, I ended up. I didn't realize opuses got as expensive as they did because they got high.
He was. I know. I grabbed one of the Sin X's and he was just like, "Look at you with your $65 stick." And
I
was like,
know.
Oh, you think you're the only one that has expensive taste?
I know. So we went there the first night. I don't think we really bought anything that first night.
I did.
Um,
I bought a few things.
but we went back. But what was cool about ours
Did you
was
buy your lighter that
there
night?
was a.
Yes.
It was inside a mall. Okay, and
You bought it when
there was
yeah.
outdoor seating. So you just been like watching all the mall passerbys. Then you had
Yes,
the
'cause you had it on
interior.
Friday night.
There was the cool merch. They had shirts. They had hats.
What else did they have?
they had
Alex?
torches.
They had a torch, Alex?
They had torches.
They had torches.
Did they have 2 torches?
They didn't. They only had one. Torch.
No. They only had one of those. They only had one of those. And when it was brought to my attention that was in existence, it was gone. It's gone.
Who bought it?
It was...
This motherfucker. And then
Ah,
every time
This
after
fucking
that,
guy.
So then I'm talking shit with Chris about it, and the guy behind the counter is like, "Oh man, I could tell you're all good friends by how much y'all talk shit to each other."
Facts.
It was like, it's kind of what we do. And we went back there. And then they had the Don Carlos Anniversarios.
Yeah.
Which,
We lucked out on that.
oh, dude, those
I'm
are
so glad I
amazing.
went back.
So amazing. I ended up getting the big Casa Fuente Churchill, which it is a fantastic stick. Like, I don't know where people's price points are and what they're comfortable spending, but like when you fully get into that, I'm a collector and I want to taste the best. There's a reason why these sticks carry the price tags. They're amazing. So we really lucked out on those.
Unlike the Royals.
Met up with them and let's see, Friday night we went to Absinthe to see that show.
Vanderpump first.
we went to
Oh, yeah,
first.
Vanderpump.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Good snacks.
Oh shit. All right. We got to set the stage.
Okay, y'all also wore your fancy jackets for
Yep.
the first
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. So
Yep.
Chris and I, we picked our wardrobe. We didn't actually coordinate it.
Bullshit.
We just
didn't.
we just
Check our
said
text.
All right.
we're going to
they
Vegas.
said- okay, our group text though
Yeah.
has Chris sending all of his outfits.
Photos.
Oh, so mine went out there
Photos.
first.
You put it out there
God.
first. I mean,
Oh,
Alex had the
God.
coat first.
So what I told Chris, because I believe he even asked me like, how ridiculous are we dressing? And I was like, we're dressing all the ridiculous.
Because
I was like, I want you bringing it because I'm bringing it, and I don't want you to make me look stupid if you don't match me. So he's like, the game on. And
I don't
so
want you to make
that
me
was
look
the
dumb.
extent of our coordination. And so on Friday night, we each roll up with gold suits and black shirts with black slacks, and
Yep.
we just
Rocked
owned
it.
we just
Rocked
owned
it.
Vegas.
And
So
who did you meet in the hallway?
so
The one time Chris has to
Hold
go
on,
pee.
hold on. We got to do Vanderpump first because that was way after Vanderpump.
yeah, that was after Vanderpump.
Oh, that was after
That was
Vanderpump?
after Vanderpump. All right, so yeah, so we
that was
dressed
after
into the
Absinthe.
nines, and
That was when we
and
went
the
back to the
girls,
club.
their whole mission was try to look good next to us.
Oh wow!
Oh,
Wow.
there we go.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Because literally, like,
Okay.
we stepped foot out of the
No,
elevator,
no.
and you'd swear we were lost members of the Beatles. The way we got thronged, it was a little intimidating.
Felt like a
you know?
piece of meat the whole week.
It was.
Weekend.
I don't know how
You
many
should
Me Too
have.
moments we had
A lot of them.
that weekend.
All by men though. Funny enough.
Hey man.
No, I had a girl.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So that was the vibe we were carrying, and so we go to Vanderpump, which was the most Lindsay-looking bar I'd ever seen because it was like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, just plucked out in a
I'm
time capsule
sorry.
with this like fountain and trees,
Yeah.
and it was
Neon pink.
oh,
I like my aesthetic. Okay.
it was
I like
so
things that look nice.
freaking
It's
booty. It was a whole vibe. Like that should have been Vanderpump. It's a whole vibe. Like,
Yeah.
It's a whole
that
vibe.
would have been it. So we're
Right,
waiting
that's
in
after
line
Friday.
to get into this bar that's
Oh my
inside
God.
the casino. It's not even in the mall, it's in the casino. And we're waiting, and I don't really know what's going on. I'm just standing in the back looking good. You know, I'm doing my job.
He's like, I'm just standing here. Now you know how we feel.
Serving my purpose.
Usually it's just like, I'm just here, I'm cute, that's all I'm doing.
That's it. Feed me and tell me I'm purpose.
That's all we're doing. Well, then there's like the
That's my
maitre
life.
d, who whatever the host. He's coming.
Steven.
He's asking like how many people are in our parties.
Steven.
So he comes over.
Angelique still follows him on Instagram.
Yeah.
And he's a big Disney guy. They're Disney people, so like they initially connected like that, and then he was like, "By the way, I'm terribly gay." Chris is like, "Me too," and then they then they kind of bonded
Then
over
they
that.
kind of connected.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Fun.
Not to the extent he would have liked though.
Right.
And so then we're like about to get in, and I think someone had the idea to like do an introduction. And they introduce themselves to him, and he's almost like, and then he goes to me and Chris, and he points at us. He's like, I'm just gonna, daddy and daddy.
Zaddy.
Zaddy.
Oh,
It was
Zaddy.
Chris was
Zaddy
Zaddy.
and Daddy.
And
He's
we were
like,
like,
and I wore my
whoa.
bondage because I'm out here looking for a daddy. And I was like, gotta go.
I know, I was like, what the
Gotta go.
Good old Vegas.
I was like, I need an adult.
right? I'm like, meanwhile, Angelique and I are like next to naked, and he's just like, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
He's
cool.
like, he's like, ma'am, can you put your breasts away? They're blocking my view of the zaddies.
God. Anyway, so the cocktails there were amazing.
Oh
We had
my God! Tell
we
them about
had-
the cocktail.
It was a smoked old-fashioned, but
Yep.
it came in like a,
It looked like a Blanton's bottle.
it had to have been a Blanton's bottle.
Oh, that was so
Repurposed.
cool.
Came in a repurposed,
Upcycled.
yes.
It was a
upcycled
cocktail for
Blanton's
two that Chris soloed.
Right, and they had like smoke in it, and then
Yeah.
they sealed it and brought it to your table, and
Yeah.
you poured it over. You know, you
It
poured
was
in your cup.
amazing.
It was great.
It was
It
incredible.
was
Snacks.
amazing.
That was probably the second best drink I had in Vegas.
I don't
Their
even know
bar
how it
food
rang
was
because
excellent too.
I really enjoyed the Macallan. I loved that smoked old fashioned, and then the all the whiskey that we had at Monte Cristo.
I'm saying like mixed drink. It was probably my second favorite mixed drink on there.
Okay.
The first was at Boulevard.
Okay.
You know, if we just drinking neat, it was at Monte Cristo all day.
Okay.
All day.
that
The tequila?
All of those.
Okay.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
So we go to Vanderpump. We have amazing food there,
they
amazing
had
cocktails.
incredible bar food. Like
It was
Yes.
amazing. We had these little
Very
steak
good.
sliders.
Oh,
Yeah.
They were like little mini steak sandwiches, and you'd be like, oh, whatever.
Where
No,
did
it was like
Gouda
tenderloin.
balls?
those
pieces.
Gouda balls were great.
we went to Absinthe after
Go
Vanderpump.
Yes.
cheese. Go cheese.
Those
Okay, so we go to
cheese balls, these
Vanderpump,
fried
which-
cheese.
Is a burlesque show, and I didn't know anything about the
Absinthe.
shows.
Absinthe.
What did I say?
Vanderpump's a burlesque show.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So
No, we ate at Mr. Chow first.
we ate Mr. Chow first,
Yeah, we did.
and then we went to Absinthe.
These
Yeah.
these
We went to
Vegas
the
days
one-
were 16 hours long, people.
It
I
was-
got my photos up for our timeline.
We had
Oh,
like a
nice,
lot.
nice.
No, I
Good
got
job.
you.
We
I
also
got
went to
you.
an 11 o'clock show. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so we go to Mr. Chow, and
10 out of 10.
that
Oh,
place,
that was
like-
my favorite.
it was gorgeous, and everything they brought was outstanding. And then the ceiling put on a show.
Yeah.
The ceiling moved.
Where
It's like
and I'm all
opened
like,
up
I know what I'm
gave
taking, but
birth.
are y'all seeing that move too?
No. It was a whole other, like, everything that came to the table was delicious.
I just like-
the sliced
Yes.
cucumber tasted better.
I know. I
It
liked
just,
how
everything was delectable.
I liked how it was all kind of served family style.
Yes.
And so we could all kind of just be like, okay,
Try
well,
so many things.
I want a little bit of this.
Well, even
you
if
know.
it didn't, we ordered it family style. We were like,
Right,
just bring a bunch of forks.
right. That lobster vermicelli.
That shit was delectable.
Dude, that was like some of the best stuff I've ever tasted in my life.
I would never order that. I didn't even know what vermicelli is.
The soup dumplings.
Oh,
Oh,
everything.
Bro,
The steak.
Those soup dumplings were phenomenal.
Yeah.
The steak. Oh, wow. Yeah.
it all was.
I'm glad we
Everything.
had a documentarian take it because I was just like,
I know.
I was just flying through the ride of Epicurean delight.
You were just
I
there.
just
Yes,
did
Alex
not
was
know.
just like, what are we eating today? And I'm like, well, sir.
I was like, what am I
let me
stuffing in my
show you.
face next? You know, because whatever it was top of the world.
Yeah.
So
Then
Mr.
Absinthe.
Chow, amazing.
Yeah.
Then we go to Absinthe, and that was their suggestion because they'd seen it before, and it was in this really kitschy little tent right outside of
It's okay.
Caesars, and we got drinks and went in. Is that what we did?
Yep.
Yeah,
we
we
got
got.
absinthe drinks.
Oh, we got absinthe drinks.
They had
Yeah.
little absinthe like.
Went in
cocktails.
there, and got on the front row, which was awesome because within 10 seconds, I got called out. So
What did they call you again?
John.
Geraldo Rivera
Yeah.
meets
Elton
Elton
John.
John.
Elton John.
Because you were dressed.
Because I was wearing the jacket. Yeah. That's
Right?
right.
And
That's
I mean,
right.
I get both of those references, and I fully concur.
And I think my one of my favorite parts of that whole day was when we were dressed up. How often Chris and I ended up being side by side, and boy, did everybody think we were a couple.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine why.
Like, what gave it away?
Oh, look at it. He's a chubby chaser.
I was like, damn it.
He loves his bears. Loves Papa Bear. Loves
We
Papa
did get
Bear.
asked if we were performers,
Yes.
You're like, yes, I am actually.
and then when did we go to Monte Cristo? It was after all that,
I think we went. No, I think we went.
Uh-uh.
or it was before.
We went before one day.
Well, we were in our gold suits at Monte Cristo.
Yes. Yes.
So-
That was before Mr. Chow.
yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably after Vanderpump.
Yes, yeah, from Vanderpump, Monte Cristo, Monte
Yeah.
We had
Cristo,
time to
because we
kill
had
in
time to
between.
kill. Yeah,
Right.
and then I think they went to do something else because we were sitting by ourselves for a
They
while.
went change or something like that. I think.
No,
Whatever it was.
Whatever.
not that night. Whatever.
We go to Monte Cristo, and let me tell you about Monte Cristo. So it was in Caesar's Palace
Went to
proper.
The club afterwards.
After Absinthe. Yeah.
Where?
Went to Omnia.
Oh man,
Where
I'm
we
in the
Because
saw
middle of
people
the
like, where we saw people boning on
This
the
is-
bar.
This is
Literally?
so good. I missed that part. I didn't see that, but
We pointed it out
You
go.
really didn't miss
and
much.
stared. I mean,
There wasn't much to observe.
oh,
yeah, I mean, it was like solid missionary.
But like struggle bus. Like
It
It was like
standing
vertical
drunk.
missionary and wasted.
like that's my asshole. Those are.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, I got acid in my-
It's
in my
not
drink.
good.
In my drink.
Um,
In my drink. But we went to Monte Cristo. They had a huge humidor, but because of where it was located, the prices were gouged. This stick, $20 here, $40 at Monte Cristo. That was excessive.
I agree.
very cool little spot though.
But it was very cool. They had a great selection, but it was double. Everything was double
Yeah.
costed. But then we found they had a selection of El Ceptimo cigars, which I'd heard of before, and they're pretty hard to find. In fact, I'd never seen them on the shelves before, and I knew they were expensive. And it looked like the price tags were roughly what those were, so they didn't seem marked up that much.
When did
So-
we go to Cigar Box? I think that was on Friday during the day
Yes.
when Chris found a
Yes.
Amazing
cigar shop.
cigar
That was,
Was.
shop.
You're right, Lindsay.
that was a great cigar shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually off the boulevard.
It
Yeah.
was it was off the strip. It was definitely more like a everyman's. Like if you lived in the Vegas area, that's where
Yeah.
you
That's
go.
where you went. Like the merchant of that.
Right.
And they had some really
I
good
guess.
stuff. I found a whole bunch of Padron Family Reserves.
They had all the Padron shit.
They had
And
that
y'all were in
Garcia and
what?
Garcia. We got one of those. Did you get one of
I
those?
think so.
I think you did.
Y'all were
Yeah.
in a few cents of each other on your total.
Yeah.
Yeah, 28 cents.
Right?
I don't know if we should say how much we spent.
No.
No,
But
let's
it was
not.
28 cents.
Let's not
If
remind
that had
us.
been prices right, I'd have won his showcase showdown and mine.
Oh my God.
It's still close. But anyway, yeah, so that place was awesome. So we ended up we didn't get a chance to smoke Royal, so we're like, we're gonna smoke something fancy, something special. So we decided to smoke those El Septimos for $60 a pop.
Yeah.
And we ordered, what was the first bourbon we had?
The first was a Maker's Select Barrel that was picked out by Caesars. It had a kind of a dark chocolate finish, and it didn't disappoint at all.
Oh
Like,
my god.
None of those disappointed at all.
So funny thing about that,
oh,
there were no
man.
prices listed
No, yeah.
on
no.
that section.
That was
And
the
and, and,
worst
and
part.
so like I let Chris order the whiskey because that's his thing. He's my bourbon guy, and I picked the cigars. It was it's a good team kind of thing. So he picks that. I don't think anything of it. We're drinking it. It's outstanding. And then he has a question like, I wonder how much this is, because like it would not have been that out of the box for it to be like $100 a shot because it's the marketing. It's like limited just to that place.
Yeah.
So they can charge whatever they want for it.
Get it here or never get it.
So we're like, oh shit, and it ended up being what, 27.
Yeah, 27, 20, yeah.
So it actually wasn't that bad. But the El Septimo, that was a Costa Rican Puro, and it started off a little harsh. This is I would say a bit smoother, but that once you got out of the first third, it was intensely chocolatey
Yeah.
and really good. I really and the pairing was it was perfect.
Who would have known?
Who would have known?
Who would have known? You know.
It's just we're just lucky guys, man.
Yeah,
always
you know.
always picking the perfect pairing.
And we looked great smoking them.
Yeah, so we're smoking these sticks, and we decided we filmed the nub that I already uploaded, and people came up and interrupted us while we were recording to tell us how good we looked, and it's like it's just such a burden.
I know it was
Such
exhausting.
a burden being so handsome.
It was exhausting saying thank you to everyone telling us
Getting
how
all
good
the
we look.
compliments,
I know. At one point, I
right?
was all like, I know. Ooh, I'm one of those people now.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to dress down
I
the
know.
next day, you know, just 'cause I was so tired.
Right.
It was a lot.
He has his hoodie on. He's like, I'm just trying to be.
I felt like a
What do you
celebrity, you know.
Incognito.
Speaking of celebrities,
Oh.
Guess.
Here we
I
go.
led you right into this.
Right
thing.
into
Yes,
it.
you did. You did.
Right
The
into it.
carrot.
so I tweeted about this. Speaking of Twitter, at the Spurg Scholar, check me out. But anyway, we were walking back to the room, I think. So this was towards the end of the night. It was late.
I was peeing.
And we're walking, and Chris has to go to the bathroom, so he walks off.
I
Were
think
you still with
walking-
us?
We were going to the club that.
We were going to the
We were
club.
going to change our shoes to go.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Club.
That's what we were doing.
All right, so it was late, but it wasn't that late.
Yeah.
So Chris walks off.
It was like one.
Lindsay and I are just standing in the hall. There's a bunch of people there. Well, this congregation comes towards us. It's a bunch of people, and one of them is a taller black fella, and he sees me, and he's like, "Oh man, I love that jacket," and I'm just like, "Oh, it's another fan." You know, they think because
It's another fan.
I don't
of mine.
want to be
This
like
is my life now.
I don't want to be rude, you know, so I want to make sure I acknowledge my public. So I'm like, "That's right, man." Comes over, we fist bump.
I cannot even with this man.
And as he comes in close, I'm like, man, your voice sounds really, really familiar. And then I recognize him. It's Michael Irvin from the Dallas Cowboys. And he says, that's the kind of jacket, I'm going to wear that on TV. And I'm like, you do that. That's awesome. Then he walks away. And
He
then
just kept walking, and so Alex was just like,
yeah.
What do I do?
he
What
like
do I
looked.
do?
He like looked at him, looked at me, looked at him, looked at me, and then he was like, "Do you know who that was?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "That was Michael Irvin." And I'm like, "Okay, who is that?" And he was just like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." And he was like having like a full on like just.
And then Chris had come out the bathroom. That had already been communicated. And then I walk out.
Well, there was
And Chris is like pissing his pants again. Like, Alex, just
there was a guy
I was
that
like,
was standing
okay.
by us that was just like, "Your buddy is never gonna believe that. I saw it. I saw it. I will back you up. Your buddy will never believe that."
eyewitness.
Oh, by the way, the
Right?
whole time we're in Vegas, it's literally a John Dutton festival.
Oh, the rodeo was in town. The
Yeah.
national rodeo.
So many Cowboys.
Nobody was
Yeah.
mad about that.
No, not a single person.
Nobody was mad at. There
Just-
was Wranglers and cowboy hats from sea to shining sea in this place.
God bless America.
God bless America. Woo!
All right, now that we're done with that.
Yeah, I'm just like, I guess.
Well, I mean, it was.
And some vests. There's lots of vests.
oh
And the
my
girls
God.
had great shiny boots.
They did.
Lovely
Yeah.
They
boots.
did.
Yeah, shiny boobs.
They
So,
did.
so
They
tell
also
everybody,
tried-
what is the club scene like in Vegas?
Big.
It's a lot.
It's huge. Like
Who
I
did
mean,
we go see?
oh, we saw when
Cousin
see Steve
Steve.
Areno.
This little Bud Steve.
Yeah, my little bud Steve was playing.
I just remember
Steve Aoki.
Yeah, I mean, you might know him.
we were bucking all, and he was like, "That's Steve over there." You guys
It
might know
wasn't.
it.
Spoiler alert. It wasn't.
It was not. And Chris was like, "Yeah, I know him," and I absolutely believed you. I like absolutely believed you. And I was like, "Oh, you
really?
don't actually know him. Cool. I'm just very gullible." Okay, great.
You were so
Whatever.
convincing.
It was a lot. There was a lot of ones floating in the air.
Yeah, a lot of ones like
For
floating
no
in
one
there.
being naked, there was a lot of ones floating in the air.
Yes.
A lot of roped off areas.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
VIP areas that didn't seem like they were having a good time at all.
No,
Not
they
a
looked
single bit.
miserable, just like sitting around.
Bored.
That was the thing that I couldn't get over was that you go to a nightclub anywhere else and people are like trying to get laid, trying to have a good time, trying to you a lot of women who are like, I just need to dance. I had a rough week and I just need some dance therapy. you
Okay,
know?
listen. That is a thing.
I know
Yes,
it's a thing.
And if I wasn't okay, the clubs here I cannot dance at because I am like
With a sucky.
I'm also old enough to be their mother, so
Correct.
I don't do that. But I turned it on for Vegas.
Yes, I know. But what I'm
Like,
saying
I
is
just
that
need to dance.
in Vegas, I didn't see people who were like trying to have fun.
I didn't either.
It was people trying to be seen,
Yep.
people trying to see others,
Trying to look important.
and then everybody looked miserable.
They
They-
ordered their like $700. Did you see the bottle service menu?
No, I didn't
It
want
was
to.
like $700 for a bottle of vodka. I
That's
was like,
stupid.
you're out of your mind.
Because you get a sparkler in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, those
So-
take a long time to come in from China.
right. It's COVID. Sorry.
COVID.
COVID crisis.
Hashtag
The atmosphere at the clubs it was more reminiscent of a strip club than like a dance club because of the way it is.
Yeah.
And like the women who worked there who were like in the VIP area, they looked like they were prostitutes and they just stood there and like no one.
Well, they had underwear and fishnet pantyhose on.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what was happening.
Right.
Like next time, like I feel like I don't want to go to a club unless we have a VIP area because otherwise you're just in a walkway the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone's trying to run you over. That guy fell in front of us. Remember he got kicked
Dude.
out.
Because he was wasted.
He was more than wasted.
Yeah,
So,
he was.
He was.
There was something wrong with that guy.
Yeah.
But it was the weirdest thing. Like you pay $60. Well, if you have a dick, you pay $60.
But Angelique and I have. Even
I was
if you're
like-
gold
I
touch,
was
you
like,
still had to pay.
Good
That's
sir,
right.
good sir. I realize I have the wrong anatomy, but have you seen this?
Have you seen my gold touch?
Come on.
Everyone tells me I look amazing, and they're like,
Yeah,
no,
$60,
sorry.
sir.
Give me
Like
your money.
75 for you.
So you pay $60 to basically stand in a walkway
Yeah.
and just deal with.
And get trampled on
People
the entire
Well,
walking back
Angelique and I paid nothing,
Right.
and I danced and had a great time.
But I still wanted to kick people in the ass for like running into me and standing in front of me.
We actually did get to dance with Steve Aoki, but like the UFC
Yeah.
after party, it was the weirdest atmosphere.
That
Yeah.
was super weird.
That-
Because everyone there wanted to just be there because it was the UFC after
Yeah.
party, so
Yeah.
they were just like,
And that was
there's all the people,
it
and
was,
no one was really there to like dance and have a good time.
it was at
I out of
Zouk,
that.
which is at
Zouk.
Resort World,
Resort
and
World.
that's like the newest hip hop
I
coolest
like,
Resort
place
place.
there.
I like definitely felt like I was walking through a mall.
Yeah, me
and
too.
then there was like, it looked like a
It was like the
converted
Galleria in
movie
Houston.
theater.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan
It
of
was
that
very weird.
place. You know,
I wasn't either. The
It's-
whole vibe of the place was not.
I think
my-
it's like
not my
27,000 square feet under that
Yeah, it
roof.
was.
Wow.
Just the club.
Yeah, just their
the
clubs,
club.
27,000
So
square
imagine
feet.
how big Omnia is, because
thing.
Omnia was
Omnia,
probably 3 times the size of Zouk.
Omnia looked nicer than Zouk did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zouk, like
It was more Vegas.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Zouk, I feel like could have been in Houston.
Yeah.
or Lafayette. Like,
Well,
well,
probably not.
All right, so we got to talk about the UFC. That's why we went.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
You know-
let me make sure we're not skipping anything.
can
no,
we skip
we're
their
good.
breakfast?
We're good.
We're good.
Oh, we skipped Hash to Go Go.
Oh no, that was
No,
Hex.
that's
No,
that
that was
day.
it was
Hex.
Hex.
That was
Uh,
Hex that day.
Hex was good, but
It was
good.
good, but I think that was my least favorite meal the whole time.
It was.
yeah,
It was, but
Yeah.
it was solid.
We'll move on.
It was.
It was
solid.
still
it was
solid.
great, but it wasn't like best thing you ever
Yeah.
had.
And then we walked through
And we set the
Bellagio.
bar so
And then we
high.
shot.
I digest.
Everything was the best we ever had.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
can you
we
remember all the cigars we
shots
smoked
and
over
got
there?
lost in the Bellagio? A lot.
Dude, like I had a Lost City. I had
Alex
that
can't
Casa
remember his-
Fuente. I had the Don
anything
Cross
that he ate.
Empresario.
Uh-huh.
I had that Late Hour. Like all just
Yeah.
unbelievable smokes.
Yeah.
And like every one of them, I was pairing it with just like unbelievable whiskeys.
Every day we had 2, I would say, probably,
Yeah.
right?
Oh man.
All right, and then we went to the cigar shop again after we changed.
Which one? Monte
Monte
Cristo?
Cristo.
Yeah.
We went to Monte Cristo and had drinks.
Yeah.
And then we went to the UFC. So
Did we drink everything on
And
that barrel
waited
select menu?
45
We did.
minutes for the limo.
You had that Weller one that night, and I had the tequila one.
Oh, dude, the Willet was.
Sorry, the Willet. Yeah, my bad.
The Willet was so
Yeah.
good.
all right,
Mm.
so then we got to the UFC.
All right,
and
so
You're wearing your
went to the UFC.
capes.
We wore
capes.
capes in this
Canadian
pattern.
flag. Yeah.
The Canadian flag to represent, support
Y'all were
Dustin.
adorable.
We had VIP passes that were modified apparently
Yeah.
with the packages that we bought. We
Don't
bought-
get the VIP package. Just buy you some seats.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing how they
It's
how
not
they
worth
wrote
the
this.
extra like
But
1,000 plus.
Extra.
I had seen a UFC in New Orleans, but it was a fight night, so I never actually attended a pay-per-view, and certainly never a show in Vegas. This was on another level.
Incredible. The
On
energy.
another level.
The energy there was amazing.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't already like a big UFC fan, I would have just been like, yes, this is it.
Yeah.
Because the energy was just
Whole experience.
amazing.
Well, what was so cool is you go watch it in New Orleans and you're just sitting with a bunch of bumpkins. You're sitting with a bunch of Louisiana people. But when you go to Vegas, you're watching it with all of the world's fans. And so I walk up to we had tickets on the first level. So I take the escalator, I get to the first level, and like right away I see a fighter, a UFC fighter walking. I see another one. I'm just like,
Yeah,
what the
I was
fuck is
I was
this?
in the bathroom with.
They're all over the place.
Who was I in the bathroom with?
Uh,
There
Female
was a girl
fighter.
because
Yeah.
I heard
Oh, the
somebody
girl with the
talking
glasses?
to her.
I was talking to her. Yeah,
Was you?
I was. Well, like,
Roxanne?
someone talked to her.
Roxanne.
Yes, yeah, someone talked to her, and then
Roxy.
I recognized her.
Yeah.
And then like
Okay.
as she was leaving.
Yeah, because someone was talking to her and I was like, okay, someone's famous
Yeah.
here. With
So I
people
saw-
with the peasants.
I saw Roxine. I can't pronounce the last name. It's complicated. And then I saw Jeremy Stevens and Anthony Pettis. and Davison Figueredo, whatever, the former bantamweight champ. And then of course I saw Tim Crater, saw his dad. But what was awesome was that our seats were adjacent to the stairs that went down to the floor. And so everybody going to and from the floor area, they walked past us. So this motherfucker here got to just hobnob with everybody.
Fist bumping people.
Well, whatever.
Got his knee
But I loved the fact that the people there, these were like the primo UFC fans, and sharing an arena with them and with the way it was lit up. And then before the pay-per-view started, they played like a 10-minute sizzle video.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I was sizzled. By the end of it, oh my god,
I was jacked up. I was ready for it.
So jacked.
I was ready to headbutt you.
And then the lights. They played the old school theme for the pay-per-view, and I was like singing along to it, and I didn't give a fuck how stupid I looked. It was,
But the thing is, though, is that everyone there was like the same energy.
Yeah.
Everyone there was just like, you could tell they were like all hardcore fans.
They understood
and,
the
like,
assignment.
Yeah.
For sure.
and they loved our capes.
Yes.
Everybody loved our kids.
Oh, dude, our capes.
Everyone was like, oh, them some Louisiana
Yeah,
boys.
you could hear people snicker though, like, I know who they're going for. Like,
And then I had a French guy come talk to me, and I was
Jackie
all like, "Je ne comprends pas, pique-toi."
And they're just like, I don't understand what he's saying.
Go away.
oui, garçon.
But if you're talking about just like the experience of watching the fights, obviously watching it on your big screen or a projector or a big bar with a bunch of people, that's awesome. That is a great way to do it. But it's a different experience. You're not just watching the fight. When you're there, you're participating in history. That's what it felt like. And even though Dustin lost and it was a heartbreaking loss, it was a great performance for Oliveira. I mean, it was a thrilling fight to watch. I knew it was going to be great. We got to watch history, dude.
Yeah.
To see Amanda Nunes go down like that,
Oh my god.
and
That was
such an
heartbreak.
unprecedented upset. That was amazing.
That was a
I'm not a
freaking
Julianne
heartbreak.
Pena fan at all, but I was just so in awe of the moment. I like
Oh,
gave her a
Chris.
standing ovation. I was like,
Screw it,
that's insane.
Fuck you, cigar.
It was great.
So
I
that-
loved seeing Bruce in person.
I took pictures of Bruce Buffer doing his little like shake,
Yeah.
because like he tries to make himself part of the show. Every other announcer, they just the announcer, the star of the show is the fighters. But Bruce Buffer, because he's such a terrible voice talent,
It's a
that
show.
he has to make it a show to justify his worth. So he wears these ridiculous tuxes, and he has the big ring with the B on it, and then he like
Honestly-
does his Bruce Buffer spin, and then he like, gets right up to
He
the
was, like,
fighters,
squatting.
and he like screams at him, ah! And he like that's his thing, fine. But to watch it live, that was cool. That was really cool. And then of course we lost, and
Yeah.
I had to deal with everybody like talking about our capes again. It was like, shut up. Dude.
You guys were gonna
Yeah.
take him off, and I was like, hell no.
Nope.
You guys are like,
Still
you're
proud,
not just
not
fair
bandwagon.
weather.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not just fair weather.
Right.
We just didn't want to deal with the bullshit.
You got like one piece of bullshit, and it wasn't even bullshit. It was
And,
just
and
comment.
we did have a contest. If you could pick the winner and the round and the manner, I was going to send you a Rocky Patel,
I don't
the
believe anyone
94
won
sample, but nobody won that.
Mhm.
Only, I believe, one person picked Oliveira to win, and they picked round 2, and it was a round 3.
Maybe
So
we should send them like a little sus.
So you know who you are if you commented that. Send me your contact info, and I'll send you a stick out of my selection, out of my collection. I'll send you something because you were close. You were closer than anybody else.
Yeah, you're the only
Close
one that was
enough.
like winning.
All right, so we're in the middle, almost to the final thirds.
I'm
Let's
in the
talk. Let's
final
talk, let's
third.
talk about the sticks. Well, then just.
I
smoke
know.
it
I
out
don't know
already.
why I'm like powering through it, man.
All right, let's start with the newest member of the cigar cult. Tell us.
Oh, it is a cult. Okay, good. Go on,
It is a
clarify that.
cult. She's like, oh, you good.
Got it.
We're honest about it.
I find it's getting smoother,
Yes.
but also a spicier, deeper flavor as it goes.
Yes.
For me. And I feel like it's pairing with the cocktail even more so in the second than the third. Than the first. I'm sorry. So, I love this brand. Y'all know that this is what I usually smoke on poker nights too. So I don't know. This just jives with me. I like these sticks in totality.
Well, it's a common hallmark of a good cigar that the flavors richen and deepen
Yeah.
as you progress. And
Yeah.
so that's exactly what you should be tasting, is that as the flavors kind of get more robust, then what may have started off as a like light coffee caramel note becomes more of a espresso note or something a bit more intense, just because you're maturing as it goes. And that's
And
why
your
you really don't
palate
want
opens.
to give an opinion on a stick until you give it an opportunity to tell you what it's capable of. You know, there's been a number of cigars where I started it and it was bad. It was just flat out bad, and then it got going and it was good. It was real good. So it's just kind of, you never know.
I mean, I know those Ceptimos we were smoking when we first started. We were like, man, I don't think I paid $35 for this.
Yeah.
And then as we kept going, we're like, okay, maybe, okay, 45, okay, 50, all right,
Just going up
55.
perfectly
Value
priced.
is
Okay, I had to pay
I'm
more.
like, shit.
Great.
It,
Thank you.
it did. It 180'd me because I didn't like it
Mhm.
when it first started. I was like, this is kind of acrid. It's muddled. It doesn't seem like it knows where it's going or what it wants to be. And then it got there and I was all like, no, I'm this ugly duckling that has then become the swan. And it's like fully chocolatey, and it was great.
I'm not getting any more of the citrus floral. I'm getting more of the savory flavors.
All right, what are you getting, Chris?
I'm getting more of a sweet taste right off of the pool, as opposed to the back of it. And I feel like it's getting less strong as we get through it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a lot
It
smoother.
smooths out.
Also, if you lick your lips, it's a lot less than last night. Last night was just like a
Mm.
total mouth experience. This is a more narrow experience, but it's great for what it is. What about you, Lindsay?
Well, I mean, I'm in my final third now, so I'm a little bit further past you guys. But usually when it gets to this point, I tend to put them out. But I still really like it. I still have that sort of floral note to it, but it's much creamier, and so it's not as pronounced as it was when it first started.
Yeah.
Mellowed out a lot, and kind of maintained that like savory sweetness.
I'm loving it. I love this stick.
Yeah,
love
I do
it.
too.
It is. It's. The thing that's interesting about it is like when you start tasting like the highest level that cigars are capable of, you start detecting like its limitations, but it's still so exquisite for what it is. I mean, for a $20 cigar, this is worth it every day, all day.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
Every day, all day. You know, you can buy a $30 Davidoff and not necessarily have a better experience than this at 20. This is a superior stick. Before we talk about what we smoked last night, though, we need to finish talking about Vegas. And after the fights, on Sunday we went to that distillery. That needs to be told.
Oh,
And Hash House.
and Hash House a Go Go. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Oh, Hash House a Go Go.
All right. Who wants to start us on the Hash House?
oh God.
I mean,
We didn't really have a place that we were set on going. We didn't have reservations or anything anywhere on Sunday morning, and we were just walking around and looking for a spot for breakfast. And they had like an hour-long wait. But as we were like waiting,
worth it.
we saw someone walk out with a tray of chicken and waffles, and literally it was a tray, and it was like
Like a tower, really.
It was.
A
stack,
pyramid.
like a pyramid of waffles with like a skewer of fried chicken in the top. And
That's
I was
true.
just like, we are eating here. I don't care about the wait.
The
So we-
pancake was the size of this tray.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. The pancake
Yeah.
was this big.
The Benedict with those potatoes on the bottom,
Oh,
that
I
sauce.
forgot about the potatoes.
There
That
was
was like
like-
one of the most tasty breakfasts
The
of my
chicken,
life.
Yes.
seriously.
There was like
seriously.
mashed potatoes on the bottom, these incredible biscuits,
biscuits.
fried chicken, and then like this
The
chipotle.
chorizo,
Chipotle
it was
sauce on
the other dish
The
was that
chorizo hash.
the chorizo hash. That was
Yeah.
so savory.
Perfectly cooked eggs.
Yes.
I mean, which sounds like it would be something that's easy to do.
And
it's
every
not.
time the waiter
It's not.
asked us if
Whenever
we'd
I
like to add something, we were just like, yeah.
Sure.
He
Yeah.
said, as soon as we sat down, he said, "We just looked out and got the best waiter in Vegas," and we were like, "Oh, okay, sure." And then he
Honestly,
told
it was
us
incredible. Though.
everything to order, and we're looking at the menu, and we're like, "He's right. Just bring us whatever."
Yeah, I was like, just everything that you said, just bring that.
And that's what he did.
And then these great little like coffees, and it was a
And
really
then I
fun
couldn't
place.
breathe or eat for like at least a day and a half.
We would eat 2 meals a day because it was that much food. It
That's
was
it.
that good. We would just eat until we were in pain.
Well, yeah, I
And
mean,
then it
we
was like,
had-
hey, let's walk around,
Because we have to
burn
walk
some of this
off
shit off, and then go do something. So the thing about Vegas I want to point out that was really interesting that I wasn't prepared for it. I knew the air was dry. So I knew that even though the thermometer would read low temperatures, it wasn't going to feel that bad. But what I had not anticipated was that the height of the buildings along the strip would basically create all these little eclipses. So as you walk, once the sun moves past like 15 degrees off center, you get in shade, it's cold.
It's cold.
It's real cold.
It's chilly.
And a couple of these little side streets, like the one we had to take to get to Hash House,
Yes.
was like a wind tunnel,
Yeah.
and it was all in shade.
In the
Oh my
lake.
God,
Yeah.
that shit
Yeah.
was
I found
cold.
one little spot of sun and I was like, I'm not moving.
We're standing here.
Wow, it
I'm
was
not
so
moving.
cold. It was so cold.
I'm not
But one of the things that like I would totally do again was just walk the strip smoking a cigar. That was
That was great. It was a lot of
so much fun.
fun. That's what we did Sunday morning.
Oh, it was
Super
great.
peaceful. Yeah.
We got up.
Yeah, y'all left earlier than
We
we
got
did
up
that day.
early, and we were like, let's go walk, and we just smoked cigars and walked, and it was.
I smoked the Casa
great.
Fuente Churchill.
You
Well,
smoked that all damn day.
I smoked it.
Yeah, we did. We had it like I kept having to like carry. It was just carrying like the like nub the whole day. There's ash
It was so
everywhere.
good. It was like a.
So freaking-
But we at one point we had said like this is like a bachelor party with our wives though, because like it was ultimate guy experience. It's everything we'd want to do.
Yeah.
I don't think there was anything there that we wanted to do that we didn't do. It was
No.
just like
Except win $1 million.
except win $1 million. Yeah. But we did do a zip line after freezing our asses off for an hour and a half. What
In
the hell
line.
is
I
that?
literally thought I had hypothermia.
I was just like, all right, I'm going with the flow. That's my role in this journey. is
Absolutely.
just to go
I
with the
don't-
flow. But I wanna- whoever's idea this was, fuck y'all.
That was me, I'm
Because-
sorry. I
That
felt
was
super bad. About 45 minutes in, I was like, I've made a mistake. I'm so sorry.
When we got like up to the top, I was like, you know what? I realized this thing cost like $140 for both of us, but I would give that up.
Dude, I was thinking that too. Like we were waiting to go into the chamber,
I couldn't
and I was
stop
like, I could
shaking.
just walk down right now. I am
Yeah.
so cold and I'm so tired, and like God only knows what Chris is doing because he's just like waiting
He was
somewhere,
just waiting.
probably
Lindsay's like-
unheated.
No.
he was.
So I was like, I'm gonna go inside and like
You're gonna miss
as,
us.
as soon as I go inside, they're gonna come out.
Yeah.
And then
Hey.
I'm like,
I look at Lindsay whenever we get to the top. This thing's 11 stories high. And she's like, I don't like heights. I'm like, why did you sign up for this? She's like, I thought it'd be okay, but I'm not okay. Because you can see like part of the old strip and stuff once you're up there, and it's high. It's 11 stories, and you go at least 35 miles an hour.
I was
down the
okay
zip
as long
line.
as I was not next to the open, because the edges
The
they were
open
open air.
So cold.
So you got to, well, yeah, it was freezing cold, but then it was also like you walk to the side and you could see like straight down, and I was like, oh, it made my stomach just like, what?
Oh, John's talking shit.
What do you say?
Says that because you can't dance, Lindsay. I don't know what that's a reference to.
What's that in reference to, Johnny?
It was 4 minutes ago. He said that. So
Probably when we were dancing. I
I
don't
don't
know. Sorry, John.
But-
I didn't realize.
So I want to talk about the contrast between the New Vegas Strip and Fremont Street.
oh, dude, it's like night and day. Like
Right.
Fremont is like in your face. Like, look at this dude in the thong dancing around, or look at this guy
Showing
who's
his-
cracked out
like
right there.
showing his like whole ass butthole.
Oh yeah, like
Everyone's naked.
showing his butthole.
He was just
Dude,
like, look at my.
I
butthole.
loved walking through
Oh,
Fremont.
it was
Because he was
fun.
looking at
It's a whole new.
people's
It's like
beetles.
Bourbon Street on steroids.
like
For sure.
that little pizza joint that we went to.
But
that was
still
a cigar
cleaner.
bar. That place was
Oh
awesome.
yeah,
That food was great.
that food was really good.
It took forever. Took forever.
Service
to
was
come out.
really bad,
And the
but
bartender was.
I could have ordered a much bigger pizza.
yeah.
For
As
sure.
I didn't realize my next 2 meals were going to be coming from that, you know. But
Y'all skipped the distillery.
it was cool. Oh, all
We're
right,
gonna
all right.
swing back to that.
Okay. All right. So tell us
You're
about
on
the
track.
distillery.
Time management.
All right.
Okay.
So this place was Lost Souls.
Lost
City.
Spirits.
Lost Spirits.
Spirits.
Oh,
Lost City's a cigar. Come on.
sure. Lost Spirits Distillery, a primarily rum distillery.
Yeah.
And this was Area 15 place. This was like a whole. They had multiple experiences you could do.
It was like Surge on steroids.
Yeah, a lot of like
that would be a
VR
cool place to have a
stuff.
birthday party.
Oh, that'd been cool. Everything was kind of trippy and
A lot of trippy stuff, and I was there for
a
it.
lot of trippy stuff.
100%.
And then the rum was, like, what proof was it?
126.
It was there was several that were in the 120s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was all there.
So I'll set the
all
stage for this
126
place.
you could taste.
I didn't read any of the materials, so I didn't know what I was getting into. I just saw a couple of pictures and I was like, that looks awesome. But as soon as we get there, my first comment is, this is like if Willy Wonka made rum.
Yep.
It really
then
was.
somebody's like, that's what they talked about. They said this is like Willy Wonka's rum factory.
Yeah.
And it was so freaking cool because every facet of the factory had this little theme. So as you take the tour, you see how they make how they distill it and how they put the flavors and then the multiple distillation process. You get to see all the science, but it's all done in this way where it's like a presentation, it's a show, and it's all thematic and it's cool. And then they give you glasses of this stuff at every station, and it's all neat. And it's 120 something proof.
I think I would probably next time bring like a mixer like in my purse.
Yeah, because
maybe.
the water was not enough.
The water was not enough, and
But I'm not a neat sipper, and
I'm not a neat sipper. So like I had a couple sips, and then I was like, oof, I'm done.
Done.
And then
I
I
am
like,
a
drank.
neat sipper.
I was fine until I had to assume her drinking responsibilities as well.
Sorry.
So when's the accent wear off?
Oh my god! Well, I knew I was in trouble when I heard accents coming out. I didn't know I was doing them.
He was rum because he was like real giddy.
Oh my god! I was high as a kite with that stuff. It was so potent.
And it was they distill completely differently. They do it in barrels, and then they put the wood in the product
They
of the barrel as
use
well.
light to age it.
Correct.
So instead of the normal process taking all these years, they're able
6
to
days?
do that same thing in a week. And so they can go from, the initial distillation to sipping it in a week. It's insane.
Which is very
And I have a chemistry background, so listening to all that, I was like, that's brilliant. You're cheating Mother Nature because you're able to figure out what happens and then just simulate that in a laboratory, but you get the same results.
And it
much
was a
faster.
great product.
And it was
For-
good.
It didn't feel like it was sped up. It was still a very rich, deep product.
I don't have that much experience drinking rum that strong, neat.
Yeah, neither do I.
So I didn't have a lot to compare with, but it did taste fine.
That Navy
And then
Hail
it got me totally shit faced.
Yeah.
I mean, it was no Parrot Bay, but
Yeah, right.
Okay, don't even knock Parrot Bay. It's actually
But that was awesome.
on the beach.
Oh, for
Go on.
sure. In my backyard.
But we had several rooms that we went to, and they give you like a passport. Each room stamps
So,
you.
moral of
It's
the
a
story.
travel experience.
Are we going back to